Hello, friends. Hello, loyal audience. Uh, I have a very important point to make today. A couple of days ago, Joby, that's Joe Biden, stood up on the podium briefing his some government officials on the on TV about the meeting with Xi Jinping. But then he diverted uh, and talked about what's happening in Palestine, right? And then he talked about Hamas murdering babies, right? Oh man, Joby, you never looked so pathetic. We know that's not true. Uh, that the one of the pictures that was published and disseminated to mislead the public is supposedly a burned baby or something that was proven to be a fake AI doctored image of a small puppy that was doctored by AI to look like a baby. Oh man, you never looked so pathetic. Uh, it is okay to tell things like they are, right? Especially in your position, at your position as a president of United States as a country, and your age and your experience and so on. Don't repeat lies and fake news and stereotypical and propaganda. Leave that for the social media. But now you may think, oh, this guy is pitching for Hamas. No, 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 no. And now I'm going to speak past Joby about this Hamas thing, the Hamas. There are those of you who do not know what's going on. I mean, do know what's going on, but there are certain pieces of information or sources of information that you really never pay attention to, nor you consider as part of the mix when you are processing and trying to ingest what's going on. So there's a country, supposedly an independent country, called Qatar. 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 Not the Qatars, Qatar. Qatar, right? It's a very small country. It's like if you look at it on the map, it's like an appendicitis or appendix sticking out from the eastern side of Arabia, with a very small island between it and the mainland of Arabia, right? That country of that country of Qatar is very small, right? It's just bigger than the Manhattan Island. They're just about bigger than the Manhattan Island, right? Here in the U.S., like that sticks out of the eastern side of the U.S. As a peninsula and peninsula. So Qatar is the peninsula out of the bigger peninsula that's called Arabia, right? And like I said, it's just about the size of Manhattan, probably one and a half the size of Manhattan, probably twice the size of Manhattan. But then that country has a ruling family, right? A regime that is so loyal to Zion, that they are Jews, right? The Khalifa, or whatever their name is, that at one point they donated $5 billion for victims of Hurricane Sandy here in New Jersey, in the US, but they only donated that to certain families that are their relatives who really don't need the money and who have insurance on their houses. But then if you look at the country itself, you will see that from what I know, and I haven't updated my information so far, the largest air base and US base in the Middle East, military base in the Middle East, is in that country, in Qatar, right? So we got loyalty to Zion, we got huge US military presence on that island, that size of Manhattan, or probably twice the size of Manhattan, less than that probably, right? And I can go on and on describing the link, the hidden link between the US, between Israel and the supposedly country of Qatar, right? Why am I saying this? Well, guess where those Hamas leaders are? Hania and Mishal, right? They're in Qatar. Now, Israel, the Mossad, ever since the establishment of Israel, right, in 1948, what, 14 years before I was born, I think to the date, right? Exactly 14 years. Assassinated hundreds of Palestinians, officials and figures, and Egyptians, and here and there and there, in some precise surgical operations, some of which were, it's almost impossible to achieve, right? Some of which were carried out in Tunisia, in Dubai, in Gaza itself. There's a number of assassinations were carried out in Gaza itself, right? Now later, when Israel established something called ISIS, right? Uh, and that ISIS attracted some people here and there. It was like a diversion, right? And a ploy, and the false grounds for killing Muslims and Sunnis and so on. And the United States started picking those off by either airdrops or predator drones, and last but not least, even in Afghanistan itself, a drone killed the chief of Al Qaeda, Zawahiri. Do you remember? So now my question goes for you. Those founders and leaders of Hamas sitting in Qatar, why can't the US back then or now arrest them? They can. No, nobody's going to stop them, right? Make a drop, or just like send a couple of tanks, like they did in Iraq, for example. They arrested Saddam Hussein, right? They knew where he is. Oh, they can go in Qatar and arrest them. There's nothing is going to happen, right? What does that tell you about that leadership of Hamas? Really? And I'm talking past Joby now, especially to you Jews. Do you realize what's being done to you? People are dying there just because the leadership of Hamas is nothing but a wing of the Mossad, even the founders, even so and so. Just think about it, folks. Just think about it. What are these guys subjecting you to? Those leaders of Hamas, if they were anything loyal to the Palestinians, the Mossad would have killed them long time ago. And where? In Qatar. Now, lately, they're flying around the Middle East and here and there, willy-nilly, right? And they go to Iran and meet with the Ayatollah and who's that Iran Ayatollahs who are surrogates of Israel, right? And guess what? I think when they go there, they get some of these billions that Joby just gave to the to that regime in Iran. Yeah? 5 hostages, right? Those hostages were Jewish hostages who were visiting their relatives in Iran. It happened before, right? They go back and forth willy-nilly, and then they use those 5 hostages to pay $10 billion to that regime of Iran. Hello? 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 Am I defending Hamas? Let them drown in hell, those leaders of the Hamas, of the Syrian regime, of Hezbollah, of Iran, and all those who support them. But Joby, don't come about talking about killing babies and so on and so forth. Thousands of babies in Gaza were killed in the past 40 days. For what? Because Israel finds this little place there is no longer desirable and they want to take them out. That's all there's to it. They were never a threat to Israel. Period. Friends, have a nice day, and don't buy all that stuff that you hear on TV or from politicians and so on. Now, I really mean it. I thought between Clinton and Joby, there was no presidency there. Really, it was just basically a bunch of freaks who were out to murder millions and so on. But you know, that was like literal disappointment. That's all I can say. Would Trump have conducted that better? Oh, you would have seen Trump murder millions by now, including here in the US. The agenda, folks, of those Netanyahus and the Trumps and the Obamas and the Pustalinine or Putin of Russia, their hidden agenda toward this country is very problematic for you folks. Very problematic. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. Bye now.